moving along, and again, we'll answer your questions if you have other questions or things. But moving along, let's talk about the playrooms. One of the highlights of Naughty New Orleans, at least we feel so. You do not have to go in the playrooms. You do not have to make them part of your event. We do, though. The first year that Tristan and I went, we did not play in the playrooms in a group setting. We went when it was a quiet time. We found an afternoon time. We had not done anything like that before, and we were very unsure. And so we weren't sure, how we were going to feel. How do you feel like if you're being watched and things like that? So we always tell people, you don't have to feel like you have to go in the playrooms. What we highly, highly, highly recommend is doing the playroom tour, though, on Wednesday. We open up the playrooms, the lights are all on, you see it in its normal, not scary or overly sexy way. It's just rooms with beds, and it just you'll be able to see what it looks like, and you'll get a lay of the land. And I feel like it takes away some of the nerves if you've seen it beforehand, and can really walk through and ask questions. You'll see the ambassadors, where they are, how things will run. So even if you don't go and decide to play, if you decide not to play up there, at least go look at it so that you can kind of get an idea about what it is. We do actually have some classes and things in the playrooms during the day. A lot of the speed dating, the naked speed dating, some of the tantra classes, some of the massage things are up in those playrooms. So you do have an opportunity to see them during the day. And the playrooms, some of them are actually open for play during the day as well. Kendra, do you want to talk about the different types of playrooms that we'll be having this year?
Yeah. So we always have our big group room. That one is pretty popular. Some people call it the orgy room, but we call it the group room. It's a lot of beds just kind of in a row, but a little bit separated. It's great for group play. We have the crystal room, which is one of my most favorite rooms. I think it's just very pretty to look at. It's a little bit lighter. It's just kind of like fairy lights everywhere, just very beautiful, very bright. Just a really pretty room. Then we have the toy room where you can try out all different kinds of toys. We have a couple fun things in there, like a Sibian and a motor bunny. Then we have the dark room, some people's favorites. It is completely pitch black in there. You cannot see your hand in front of your face. You can't see anything else that's going up around you in there. It's just kind of, it's just dark. Consent still applies in that room. It's not just a free for all. But yeah, no, that one's a really fun one. Then we have the +1 room, which is a great place to find an additional person to add to your time. Then we have the bi playroom, which is for bi play. And then we have a couple of our semi-private rooms.
I want to go back because actually Dolores said we want to learn a little bit more about the dark room. And so, Dolores, if you have not been to Naughty before, definitely do the tour, because they will take you in the dark room in the tour, and you all crowd in there like a Disney World Haunted Mansion ride or something. And then the ambassador who's doing the tour says, okay, I'm going to turn the lights off, and it goes pitch black. And so it's really kind of cool to see how that really feels when you're in there. I personally have never been in the dark room during playtime. And so everybody's a little bit different. But it's really cool to go and see it when it's not during the playtime, so that you can decide if you want to go in there when it is playtime. Some people really love it. Some people don't. Everybody's different. But I think that that's a really great way to kind of be introduced to it. And then, of course, talk to other folks who have been in there and who do like it. You will hear people who probably have different experiences, but just be open to those and just be open to what they talk about. But ask, see what they say. Do you want to take that one, Kendra? Do you see Nathan says you expend a little semi-private?
So our semi-private rooms are kind of, it's a large room with beds, but the beds are all separated by curtains in between. You can decide if you want to close the curtains. You can decide if you want to leave the curtains open. It's kind of, it's a choice that you can make for yourself and the people that you're playing with. But if you want people to just hear you, close the curtains. If you want people to see you but not join you, leave the curtains open a little bit, and make sure people know that you don't. People will always ask to join you. We ask everyone to make sure that they're asking if they want to join. That's part of our consent policy. But if someone asks to join you and you're not interested in people joining you, you can use the sheer curtain. That is also an option. Or you can use the chain and just place it across the bed. And that'll make sure that people don't don't join you, but can still see you. You're also like just surrounded by, you're in a room full of other people in a semi-private room. It's just not a fully private room.
And that's how actually we started in 2018, our first year. And it is a really great, if it's your first time and you're not used to this kind of play, it's a great way to kind of acclimate yourself gently into this kind of, exhibitionism.
Mhm.
And as I said, that's how we started, just the two of us. And actually we went up in an afternoon, like our second day at Naughty New Orleans in 2018. We went up during the afternoon and just played just the two of us with all the curtains closed. Then that night we kind of, opened the curtains up a little bit. And then the next night we had somebody join us. And so we just kind of gradually, conditioned ourselves over the couple of days. So it's a nice way to kind of dip your toe in.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's a great way also. It's really fun to go in the semi-private. And then if you decide to close those curtains, and then you can hear
Yeah, it's really hot.
everybody else. And that can be really hot.
Yeah.
So that's what we really enjoyed when we had the first time we were in there, we're like, this is really hot. So maybe we'll just let it be sheer the next time. So yeah, my prudiness dropped away pretty quickly.
Yeah, now we're just out there in the middle of the group room. So.
Yes. Yes. And Dolores says, yes, we listen without judging. Absolutely, Dolores. That's the way it goes.
I think one more thing to mention about the play floor is we do have a dress down policy. That doesn't apply during the tour. That's the time that you can go look at the play floor with your clothes on. But when the play floor is open, other than during the day, half the play floor is not dressed down and the other half is. But we do have a dress down policy, and that means you can't wear your street clothes onto the group or onto the play floor. So you'll dress down at the door. There's a changing area that you can use, or you can just come ready to go.
Thank you for remembering that. I'm typing it on my notes so I don't forget to mention that. Yes.